Hi, my name is Maria. I'm a face yoga teacher, an Ayurvedic practitioner, and a co-founder of Magical Medicine. And today I would like to dive deep into the anatomy of facial aging. Because in order to choose the right treatments as we age, we need to really understand what's going on underneath the skin. There is so much hype around, and everybody is seems to be screaming out at you and saying like, you need to take this supplement or you need to do this treatment in order to, and you will be basically young forever. What I would like to do is to give you deep understanding of the facial structures and processes, and with this understanding you'll be able to decide what treatments actually work and which ones are hype. So let's dive straight in. Everyone's favorite topic is skin. But what actually happens is that we are treating the dead layer of the skin. So this layer is dead. It's all it is used for is mainly protection. This is not to say that we shouldn't take care about the skin. We do. But what I want to say is that the facial skincare is so much over exaggerated. There are 10-step skincare routines, there are miracle creams, and what our skin really needs is cleansing and hydration, and then protection from the sun. That's all. 2 steps for care, 1 for protection, and that's all that you need for the skin. What happens deep inside is actually more interesting and more important to preserve that healthy, balanced appearance. I'm not saying that we can completely stop the aging processes because that's how we are built. But with the understanding how to bring balance to the deeper tissues, we can definitely keep that healthy look, like when we don't have really saggy jawline or puffiness under the eyes. We have like high cheekbones that we can achieve easily. And for that, let's look into the deeper structures of the face. So underneath the skin are the facial muscles. So you can see here the facial muscles, and most of the muscles on the face are mimetic muscles. And these muscles attach to the bone with one end, and they insert into different muscles and soft tissues with the other end. And basically, on the contraction, they pull the other muscles, creating expressions on our faces. And what's interesting about the muscles is that actually they give shape to the face. What comes next are fatty tissues. So fatty tissues, you can see them here. They're fatty deposits on the face, and then they give our faces this youthful appearance. With age, the fatty deposits start to sag, and this is mainly due to incorrect posture and muscle weakness, which is all preventable. So in young age, the fatty deposits, they stay here, and then as we age, they start to droop down to the mid portion of the face and then low down, creating this saggy appearance. The next part of the facial structure is the bones. So here you can see the bones. As we age, in general, our bones become more light and porous. And same happens with our skull and the tissues and the bone tissues of the face. Bones become more porous and lose volume, so they give less support to the muscles and the soft tissues. Now we understood that in order to preserve that youthful, healthy look, we need to look not only after our skin, but also after our muscles, the fatty layers, and the bones. So for the bones, we mainly need exercises, facial exercises, because as the muscles pull on the bones, they strengthen the bones. That's number 1. Number 2 is diet. So we need to make sure that we have enough calcium from the diet and minerals so that we support the bone density. For the muscles, what we need is we need to strengthen the muscles which are weak, and we need to relax the muscles which are tense. If we don't relax the muscles which are tense, then we'll see the facial wrinkles on the face. But if we don't strengthen the muscles which are weak, then we will see the loss of bone porosity, and we will see an imbalance in the face as some muscles will be overtense and others are relaxed, and that's where the wrinkles also starts to show because of the imbalanced load on the facial muscles. Now let's compare popular anti-aging modalities like Botox, fillers, plastic surgery to yoga. Let's start with Botox. Pros of Botox: instant wrinkle removal. And that's true. What Botox does, it paralyzes that nerve endings which innervate the muscle, and this paralyzes the muscle. And as muscle relaxes, it's completely smooth. So skin hugs completely smooth muscle, and that's why you don't see any wrinkles. So muscle is relaxed and it's smooth. But it's not as simple, because otherwise everybody would inject Botox, and even at 60 or 70 they would look as 20. But you probably have noticed that even in celebrities who have access to all the latest treatments, that's not really what is happening. So why is that? First of all, when muscles contract, the blood flow to that area of the face or the body increases. And along with the blood flow, new oxygen and nutrients to the skin is delivered. So if the areas of your face are paralyzed, then obviously it will be internal nutrition and oxygenation for those tissues will be blocked, and it will result in dull, dry, tired looking skin. Number two is, with the muscle contractions, lymphatic drainage starts. And lymphatic drainage means draining toxins and impurities from that area of the body, and also the puffiness. And you may notice that if you've been doing Botox for quite some time, then you will see that puffiness on the face. And that's because the muscle is paralyzed and lymphatic drainage stops. Another fact is that our body is a system. So it's not just you paralyze one muscle, hey, here you go, you have no wrinkles, life is perfect. It doesn't really work like that. Other muscles will have to compensate. So when they compensate, imbalances arise, there is some kind of facial asymmetry, and some other muscles become very tense because they have to compensate. Also, with time, the muscle, if it's weakened again and again and again, it leads to muscle atrophy. Muscle atrophy will create that look of sagginess as well, because the muscles also give our face volume. Another thing which will happen, that muscle which is paralyzed will not be pulling on the bone. So as it doesn't pull on the bone tissues will also weaken. So as you can see, it's not just one thing. There is a system of different things which affects one another and shapes the way we look. And lastly, Botox is made from botulin. Botulin is a toxin. So what does the body need to do? It needs to get rid of it. And that puts extra pressure on the liver. And this may result in earlier appearance of brown spots, which is a sign of weakened liver, according to Ayurvedic medicine, of course. So the bottom line, there is no one single fix. You need a balanced diet, which includes proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And now we know why fats are important, because we need to feed those fatty tissues on the face. Facial exercises to strengthen the muscles, facial massages to relax the muscle. Of course, we also need to look after our skin. As you remember, just clean and moisturize. That will be sufficient. If your diet, your facial exercises, and your facial massages are done, you will look fabulous. The problem of face yoga and facial exercises, obviously, it's a commitment. So you will need to do them regularly, at least about 5 minutes a day. And the results will be not as quick as with Botox. But obviously the choice is yours. Face yoga leads to balance, and Botox leads to temporary effect. And if you find this useful, don't forget to like this video and tell me in the comments if you're more Botox side or more facial exercises side? I'm really curious to know. See you in the next episode.